So if we're counting along, we're at 2 here, we're at 7 here, we get to our 11th one if we add them up along the way when we get to 6. So the median is 6. For your quartiles, if you add 1, quartile 1, if you add 1 to the amount that you have and divide by 4, that will give you where your first quartile will be. Now, if we do that in this case, we're going to get 22 divided by 4, which happens to be 5.5. So it's telling us that our first quartile is between the 5th and the 6th one. And I'll write these all out in a long way so that you can see this as well. But since both the 5th and the 6th one are 5, when you're finding the average of between 5 and 5, your first or your lower quartile will be 5. And similarly, if you wanted to find quartile 3, that's going to be 3/4 of however many terms that you have plus 1. So if you did 3/4 of 22, you're going to get 16.5. So it's going to be between the 16th and the 17th one. While we're at 14 here, we're going to get to 18 here. Both the 16th and the 17th one happen at 8. So Q3 will equal 8. And if you go from 5 to 8, your interquartile range will be 3. Of course, if you wrote these all out, 4, 4, you could do it this way as well. A little bit more tedious. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's our median. And then you have 10 that are left. So between your 5th and your 6th one will be your quartile 1. And you have 10 left to the right. So between those ones, you would have your quartile 3. And so that also can really help you see why quartile 1 is 5, why quartile 3 is 8. But the little formula here is a nice thing, especially if you had a lot of data. And you're like trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be my 1 1/4? If I divide by 4, it doesn't quite work. In this case, it would work out not bad because of the rounding, but adding the 1 to it will for sure make it between the right values.